Flosstube friends! Good morning! Today is January 21st. It's Tuesday and it's raining outside. So come on over, and I'll be serving some fresh peanut butter cookies. Mr. Wright made the peanut butter last night. So these are ready to go, delicious, moist. I can kind of smell them through this. Oh, it smells so good. Okay, and I'm serving warm apple cider. I juiced a whole bunch of apples, all different kinds, and then I tossed in one lemon, and then I poured all that juice into the slow cooker. So that smells amazing, and it's just so cozy. And all right, anyway, come on over. There's plenty for everybody. Okay, let's see. Ooh, the Polish pottery behind me. I collect Polish pottery, and I have for several years. My first time was when I went to Poland with 3 other army wives, and we drove across Germany to go to some of the Polish pottery warehouses. And I've talked about it on another video, prior video, so you can go back and see what I had to say. But yeah, that was the time when the border guards came up to our car and demanded our military ID. And you know, I'm a good military wife. And even though they had machine guns in their hand, I said no. And it kind of caught them off, caught them off guard. Anyway, then they stood there for a minute, and I think all of our hearts were pounding. And then they asked for our passports. So we stacked a bag of Hershey's Kisses and then 4 passports on top of that, and we handed it to them, and they marched away. And then we sat in the van for 15 minutes, silent, 4 women, silent, watching the clock tick, not knowing if we should stay or go, or we really wanted that Polish pottery. And after 15 minutes, a different guard came out, a young man, and came over to our car and threw our passports in, and we went. So we bought some Polish pottery and started the collection. And let's see. Ooh, there's one piece right there. Look at that, I pointed right to it. That teapot. It is not a 5-pointed star. So that was before 9/11. After 9/11, they noticed that lots more military wives were shopping, and they would buy them if they had 5-pointed stars. So they started doing that. The yellow piece that's behind me there, that one has 5-pointed star. So anyway, lots of good things. Have a chicken up there. Oh, up there, I have a chicken. That's my favorite piece. It's huge. It's gorgeous. Okay, you didn't come to listen about Polish pottery. So anyway, let's see. I'm going to answer some questions. What type of needle do you use to stitch with? Well, I talked about these Easy Glide ball tip needle in a September video, and I have used the exact same needle ever since. I have not changed, and I'm really, really happy with it. So it comes in a package of 2. You can get them at the Fat Quarter Shop. They're a little bit spendy. I think it's $7 or $8. But so far, since September, and I stitch almost every single day, I've been really pleased, really happy. So that's what I've been using. That's what I've been using lately. Do I take vitamins? Yes, I take bioavailable whole food supplements. So there's your answer to that. Do I stitch in hand? Yes. Or how do I stitch? I stitch in hand. I don't use a Q-snap or frame or anything. What are my favorite foods? This one comes up a lot. Okay, my very favorite food is popcorn. You all know that. Followed closely by oatmeal, and right behind that is white wedding cake with white frosting. But you never find that anymore because everyone wants to put some type of weird filling in theirs. One time I think I almost cried when I was a little girl when my cousin cut into her cake and it was spice cake. I want white wedding cake with white frosting, just a little teeny sliver, and I'm so happy. All right. Let's talk about some different things here. Let's see. Oh, I have some new, fresh ideas. Okay, I forgot to show this last time, and it came up in our rotation of you know how we pick 2 cards every dinner to pray for the people, find out about them, talk about them. Well, this was from a cross stitcher. And she sent this to us, and you know how I take a picture of my cross stitch and I just glue it or put the little picture foam things on the front and stick it on the card. She actually took a picture of her cross stitch and had it made into a card. It's an actual card with her cross stitch. I love that idea. I thought we all could think of all the beautiful Christmas cross stitch pieces that we do. Definitely could make our own cards. It's a really good idea. Really good idea. Okay, then I got another great idea that I'm sharing. I received this as a present. It's beautiful. I love it. The stitching is gorgeous. But look at this right here. This solves that problem of when you make your own cording or you sew on your cording or you glue on your cording, however you get it on there, there's that one part when it connects and you want it to look really smooth and professional. And sometimes in my videos I hold my piece like this because it's not as smooth and fancy as I'd like. But look what she did. She put a bead for the two strings. It comes around the project, the two strings, it goes through this little bead right here, and then the string comes out and she knotted it here so it stays. It finishes it beautifully. It's such a great idea. Oh, I love it. Look how nice that is. That's such a nice finish. So I thought maybe we could all take a lesson. That's a wonderful idea. Wonderful idea. Okay, so here's another new thing. I think it was Brenda and the serial starter Laura. They talked about this book, and this is a book from Amanda May from Artist Designs, and I got it on Amazon. And this is a book. You know, all my quilts, I keep a journal book, and I just had taken a picture of my quilt, and then I wrote little information on it. It was just blank pages that I just filled up. But this one, okay, I'm not going to go through every single page, but it's to keep track. She has lots of cool prompts at the top. Some are really fun. Some don't really pertain to me, so I'm just going to cover them with a photograph of one of my pieces and write about that. But they have one page, or several pages in the back, a lot of them, where you put your picture of your piece that you stitched, and then you write about it. You might talk about the linen, the types of threads that you used, who you'd like this piece to go to after you pass away. Maybe you want to donate it somewhere. Anyway, there's just lots of things you can fill in. You can write your own things about it, but I think it's a really wonderful idea. You can, there, I just stuck that one in there, and I haven't written anything about it. But on the opposite page, there's notes, so that you can write, like if you put somebody's initial in it, what, you know, who you put it in there, who the designer is. There's my Coffee Saves Lives picture, and you can fill it in as much as you want, or you could maybe cover up one of the questions. What's your biggest stitching accomplishment? Okay, so that. And there's a whole page here for you to answer. If you don't want to answer that question, you could just cover that with one of your pictures and write about another piece that you did. But oh, I just love it. It's not too expensive. I think I got it on Amazon. I can't really remember how much I paid. I don't know. Okay, I just don't know. Anyway, really high quality. It feels really nice. I think all of us could really benefit from something like this. Well, maybe not us, but our families would. They sure would appreciate it if we had some notes about it, or who we might want it to go to, or, you know, any comments. So anyway, I loved it. I thought that was a great thing. Okay, so the next new thing I want to share is, I learned about this from the Grocery Girls Knit. I love that podcast. No, I'm not a knitter. Okay, yes, I have taken knitting classes 3 times. My first class, they had us make a sweater. I see a lot of people learning to knit, and they are making dishcloths. How come I didn't learn to make a dishcloth? Anyway, okay, I took that class, then I took the second, then the third, and I kept thinking, well, maybe it's the teacher that I don't really quite understand it, and quite frankly, maybe it's the student. Anyway, I love listening to the Grocery Girl Knits. It's a great podcast, and they had this really great suggestion. So when you go on an airplane, or in a hotel room, or if you're sitting on the sofa and you don't want to bother anybody, this is a light. It's bendy, and you can stitch your project. It goes right on your project. It's called, I don't know what it's called. One World, One Light. I don't know. I got it on Amazon. I'll link it below so that you could. Here you go. There you can see it closer, so that you can maybe buy one too. I just thought, for traveling in an airplane, it's perfect. And because the lights they're way far up there, that's not enough for stitching. And this way, you could point it right at whatever stitching piece you were doing, and then you can. And there's a little Velcro piece here so that you don't have to hold it. You just put this Velcro, and you can adjust it however you want. Look at me, I feel like I'm on QVC explaining the new product. Anyway, so far I really like it. Gonna test that out on a trip. That'll be a good thing. That'll be a good thing. Okay, and I got one other thing. Okay, the gal that talked about it. Ooh, what's her name? Her name is Made by Michelle McGraw. Okay, her name's Michelle. All right, so this is another knitting thing, a knitting pattern holder. Okay, so I'm always fiddling with trying to figure out this is a free pattern from Snowflower Diaries, so I'm not showing the chart inappropriately. So anyway, free. So when you're sitting in an airplane seat and there's that tray in front of you, I never know. I try to I take my hairpin out. I try to pin my pattern so that I can see what I'm doing. So this entire piece is a piece of magnet. So you can put your needle minders on it. You can stick a small pair of scissors. Look at how tiny the blades are. That'll be okay to take on an airplane. So you can put your pattern right here, magnetized, and then there's a pocket on this side, really quite ample for all of your threads or goodies or whatever you need. There's a place to hold your pen so it doesn't roll under the seat, and you can't configure yourself to get underneath the seat to get your pen. Anyway, so yeah, okay, and then it has a strap so that it doesn't slide open. But when you're done and you're ready to leave, and you can just put this right back into your carry-on bag, and then snap it shut, and then you have super flat. All your stitching is right in there. It's perfect for an airplane flight. I love that idea. So thank you, Michelle. Thank you for sharing that idea. I really appreciate it. She's a good Flosstuber. It's fun to watch her. I enjoy her. Okay. Ooh, do you want to know the drawing? Do you want me to tell you the names of who won the drawing? Okay, remember we had the Rivaris patterns. We had 4 Rivaris patterns from Livia, and she's the owner. She lives in northern Italy, and she generously donated 4 patterns. Let's see, the farm, gingerbread, the joy sampler, and the queen bee. Okay, so I put the names into the random generator on YouTube, but I used a word. So you were supposed to write down a word to tell me which one you wanted to be put in the drawing for. So, okay, so I got all the names. I put them in there, all the comments, and I came up with 4 winners. So here we go. All right, the queen bee. The queen bee. And the winner for that one is Elisa Reagan. She said, "Joy, farm, queen, gingerbread. I love Rivaris patterns. I'm so sad about your Christmas box traveling the States. Surely it has to show up. You showed restraint in eating just 1 quart of ice cream." So congratulations, Elise. If you leave your name in my email or in the comments below and let me know your address, I already have the envelope ready to go. I'll pop it in the mail for you. And if you tell me today, I'll go to the post office today. If you tell me tomorrow, I'll go over there tomorrow. Okay, this one is the sampler that says Joy, and it has red cardinals on the front. Thanks again, Livia, for donating these. I mean, each one has a little charm, a little snowflake charm. Each one has something a little different. They're really charming, really, really did a good job. Okay, so the winner of the sampler, the Joy sampler, is Cindy Flinchbaugh. The gingerbread queen has joy in her heart when she takes a trip to the farm. Congratulations, Cindy. You're the winner. All right. Number 3. This one is the gingerbread with a, it has a little jingle bell and a little pieces of wool felt cut into hearts. It's called gingerbread. There's a gingerbread man on it. It's really cute. And the winner for the gingerbread chart is Carol Lynn 121. The queen traveled full of joy to the farm to enjoy some gingerbread. I love your Flosstube. I just started watching. Stacy, the 911 Stitcher, told me all about you. Yay! Congratulations, Carolyn 121. You're number 3. All right, so the last one we have here is Rivaris the Farm. It has chickens. It has a little piece of lace and a little charm. Okay, and the winner is the farm winner, Melissa Johnson. Happy New Year! I would love for you to give the farm chart to my friend Becca Murphy if I get picked. So, congratulations, Melissa Johnson, and you have a heart of gold because you just shared it with our friend Becca Murphy from Sambry Stitches. So congratulations, Becca. I do know your address, so I will pop this in the mail to you. Congratulations. Ooh, that was sort of fun. I love that. Thanks again, Livia. I really, really appreciate you donating those so that we all got a chance to put our name in the hat to win some beautiful patterns. Okay, let's see. Ooh, I have a new Flosstube girl I wanted to tell you about. Her name is Niecie Lynn. Oops, I don't know if that's the name of her channel. I forgot to write that down. Okay, so Niecie Lynn, and she's got a sweet Southern Texas drawl, so you'll love that. She has a really great sense of humor. She does some beautiful stitching, and she has a gorgeous smile, just gorgeous. So anyway, I'll link her below so that you could go have a peek at oops, my light just fell over. And remember, I don't edit, so we're going to keep on going. All right. She has a gorgeous smile, and I promise I'll link her below so that you could have a peek at her Flosstube. I think you'll really enjoy it. Her name was Niecie Lynn, and I can't remember what her channel's name was. Maybe it's Niecie Lynn. I don't know. Anyway, I'll link it below. I promise. Okay, let's talk about some whips. Let's talk about some stitching. Okay, I don't have any finishes. I have three works in progress. The first one is called Pineberry. It's from Pineberry Lane, and it's called Little Shamrocks. So there's four little patterns for you to choose from. And I decided to start the one that's called Wee Lassies. So this is the middle part of the stitching piece. 3 little shamrocks in between the 2 girls. And I am going to fill in or outline the dresses so that when I am not near my stitching or on holiday, I can fill those in pretty easy. Okay, so the next one, okay, this is kind of interesting. I love it. I totally love it. It's by Snowflower Diaries. It's called Daffodil and Friends, and I showed you I was working on that before. And the picture's kind of dark. You know, we've all talked about the pictures. And that's the little, they're daffodils, 2 little bunny rabbits, a bird. And so I wanted to show you these colors. Here, let's show you these colors so you can see them. They're kind of dark. But for some reason, wait, here, let me show you. There's a little bit of yellow, a little bit of gold. Okay, but for some reason, they're turning out really beautiful. Here we go. Okay, again, I'm outlining the dresses and leaving those, so we're going on a little vacation, so to see the grandbabies. So I wanted to have some things to be able to do in the airport, and so that way, some of that stitching, you don't necessarily need to sit and count and stare at your pattern. You can just do the fill-in work. So there's a couple of them that I'm outlining, and I'll have that available to do. But anyway, that one's turning out really cute. I think you'd really enjoy it. It's so sweet, and it's kind of springtime. I just love that. I mean, we have rain. We had some snow. We had 1 or 2 days of snow, but it all melted. And you know, we have 50 degrees, so it's not super chilly. My friend Janice. Hi, Janice. She's in Vermont. My sister-in-law. It's -7. I would be staying inside stitching and drinking apple cider, I'm telling you. Okay, Sampler's Praise. I'll be honest. I mean, I started the other two because I wanted something a little bit different, but I could have, if I didn't do a Flosstube, I would just stay on Sampler's Praise. I love this piece. It's turning out so beautiful. Okay, so here, it's pretty big. It's a pretty good one. Okay, so let's talk about the border. I got the border to match up. I got that outside part of the border all put together. The top two pieces, I think they go into a big vessel. And so I made a few more of those. Whoops-a-daisy, I hit the light up there. Ooh, I'm having some lighting issues today. Okay, I hit the light. My other light fell over. Maybe this will be the dark and mysterious Flosstube. Okay, so I got the thistle put in there. I've got some more reindeer and a little dog right there. A house and lots of bees. Things are starting to take shape. Sometimes I just work on one little corner. A beautiful basket with flowers. A silly bird. I don't really know what kind of bird that is. And so sometimes I'm just filling in. It's turning out really beautiful. I don't know about your lighting on your end, but it really beautiful greens and reds. It's just really gorgeous colors. This is by Shakespeare's Peddler, Teresa Vanette, the kitten stitcher on Flosstube, and she designed a beautiful, beautiful sampler. So it's been really, really fun to work on. I have really enjoyed it. It's kind of tricky to show you all, but I love it. I love this one. It makes me so happy to stitch on it. So anyway, I love it. I don't know if that one is going to go on vacation, but the other two are going to go. So, but I might take it in the hotel for a little bit of stitching. We'll see. Okay, let's see. Do I have anything else? I think this is going to be kind of a short one. That's kind of crazy. I'm going to talk about what I'm grateful for. Okay, I sent a thank you note. Want to know why? Okay, we got to go to an Impressionist exhibit at our local museum. And I have been the lady that has written for 25 years. I have written a letter twice a year. And then when they got email and we went into email, I started emailing twice a year, asking them nicely, politely, begging them, right on the edge of begging them, if they would please show some of the pieces that they have in their archives. And finally, 25 years later, they decided to have a show, and we got to go. And the Monets, the Degas, they have 2 Degas sculptures and 1 Degas piece. Beautiful, beautiful. They have a Renoir. They have a Georgia O'Keeffe, which is quite interesting. It's not a piece of nature. It's not a flower or a branch or a cactus or anything. It sort of looks like it was her sample page of color. She was just practicing color. Anyway, the Impressionist was a beautiful, beautiful exhibit, and I am grateful we got to go. Ooh, I'm grateful my daffodil bulbs have poked up about this far out of the ground. So I took down all the evergreens from Christmas time and in all the bins and the baskets and outdoors and indoors, and I just threw them all on top of all the daffodils to kind of give them a little more protection from the elements and the cold. And so fingers crossed they don't start blooming now. We kind of need to wait a little bit. Okay. Ooh, I'm grateful for this game-changing cheese sauce. That thick, rich kind you drop onto all those chips with lots of tomatoes and chopped up onions and a little bit of jalapenos. And Game changing. I'm going to add the recipe down below, or I'll put a link to it. You're going to love it. Oh, did I mention there's no cheese and no dairy and no oil? Oh my gosh, her secret is oatmeal and red peppers, roasted red peppers in water, and you put them all into the blender, and then you just let it do its magic with a few other things for 5 minutes, and you have warm, delicious, amazing cheese sauce. I have tried to find a cheese sauce for years, and this one is it. You're gonna love it. It might be good for Super Bowl Sunday. You would love it. Oh, no oil, no dairy. Praise God. I just love it. It's so good. Yes, I promise. I'll put the link below. Of course, I'm grateful for my blend tech. That's how I got the cheese sauce. And my last thing today that I'm grateful for is Mr. Wright hung bird feeders outside of the kitchen window. So when I'm doing dishes, I feel like I'm at like some kind of aviary, like I'm just like behind the scenes, peeking through the glass, watching them in their environment, and it's really fun. You kind of forget you're doing dishes. You're just watching them get their seeds, and I don't know if they're talking to each other or not. I'm not sure. So anyway, gosh, it was a quick one, but I wanted to come on here so we could announce the winners for the drawing. So, that's good. Congratulations to all of you again. And thanks again, Livia, for donating those patterns. That was really gracious of you, and we sure do appreciate it. We're grateful that you donated those. So thanks so much. So thanks a lot for joining me. I hope you have a good couple weeks, and I promise I'll come back and we'll chat soon. Take care. Bye-bye.